and welcome to Butcher Boy. My name is Red, and today we're going to be going over how to pick out a good steak for grilling. I'd like to show you the differences between a T-bone, a porterhouse, a New York, and a ribeye. T-bone is distinguished by the fact that it's off the loin. It's got a bone that comes down the middle here, and then the backbone here, which makes it a T. On the top half of it, you have a New York, and this is an awesome steak because when you have bone-in meat, it gives you a little more juice, a little more flavor that's released by the marrow in meat. Generally a little bit cheaper per pound, although you are wasting a little bit because you're not going to eat all that bone. Next I want to show you the porterhouse. The porterhouse back in the Great Depression was once called the his and her steak because if you get a thick enough cut, she gets a nice fillet and he gets the nice New York strip side. The difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone is the size of the fillet. So this is a little further down on the loin, and generally if we put 3 fingers on it or more, then that's going to be considered a porterhouse. Next we're going to show you the New York. The New York is essentially the same as a T-bone, generally a little thicker in the cut, however there is no bone and very little waste on it. So you're going to pay a little bit more per pound, however this whole thing is going to be delicious but yet nutritious for you to eat. Last but not least is my favorite, the ribeye. The ribeye is generally used, well it is the same kind of meat, it's in a prime rib, it's a great steak. There's a little bit more fat to it, but that makes it a little more juicy and all the more delicious. So thank you very much, and I want to send you over to Haas to show you how to grill up these beautiful steaks.
Hi, I'm Chef Haas. I'm one of the chefs here at Butcher Boy Prime. Now that we went inside and saw Steve and he picked us out some great steaks and a beautiful tri-tip, we're going to get to grilling these. We're going to show you how to grill them, how to cut them, and keep it nice and simple. As for one of the great things with our tri-tips here at Butcher Boy, they are grill ready, so there's nothing you got to do to them other than put them on the grill. We have our grill nice and screaming hot, so that way we can get it going. We want to get a nice caramelization on the outside, so all we're going to do is throw it on and get it going. Steve got us a great New York here. What it is a dry aged New York. It's one of our choice programs, which is coming up in our special for the month of April. One of the things that's beautiful about the steak is it's got beautiful marbling. It's going to cook up nice and great, or nice and clean. We're going to season it real simple. We don't want to overpower the steak. We want the real beef flavor to shine through. So we're going to use a real simple flaked kosher salt and a classic cracked black pepper. And then we're going to put this right alongside of our tri-tip. It's going to cook just about the same. Nice screaming hot grill to start. And we're going to start it at 2 o'clock. One of the things that people ask us all the time is, how come my food sticks? Your food sticks because it hasn't released from the grill and it's not ready to turn. So one of the things that we want to do is we just want to grab the corner of our steak and see if it's going to release from the grill nice and easy. We're also going to take this steak to get our nice, beautiful diamond grill marks, and we're going to take it, pull it off the grill so that it's not sticking to the grill. We're going to lay it back on the grill at 10 o'clock. So 10 and 2 is going to give you those nice grill marks that everybody has real desire for throughout all the restaurants. This is taking about 5 minutes on each side, so we're going to go about 3 minutes. As soon as it releases from the grill, we're going to spin it, go about another 2 minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and flip it over. We're looking for a nice medium rare for our steak, and we're going to look for a nice medium rare for our tri-tip as well. They're about the same thickness, so they're going to cook relatively in the same amount of time. Because we want to keep our meat nice and clean flavored, we're going to take do a nice simple grilled veggie. All it is grilled veggies with our salt and pepper, a little balsamic vinegar, and extra virgin olive oil. Now that our steaks are the desired temperature that we wanted, we're going to go ahead and pull them off the grill. One of the key things to cooking steaks is to let them rest. What happens when you cook a steak is all the juice is actually pushed to the center of the steak. When it rests, the juices actually flow back out throughout your steak, so that way when you cut into it, it's not going to bleed all over your table and give away all those flavors and juices that we really want to savor when we eat our steak. Now that we've got that beautiful dry aged steak, it's been here, it's rested, we're going to go ahead and cut into it, lay it out on our plate, so that way we're going to serve it to our guests and it'll be ready to go. We're going to look at the way the grain on the steaks run. It's going to become very important when we get to that tri-tip to make sure that we keep the tenderness. And by cutting across the grain, what it's going to do is it's going to shorten the grain. It's going to increase the amount of tenderness that we're going to get from that product. So with this, we're going to go ahead and cut it at about a 45-degree angle, back against the steak. As you can see, it's going to cut nice and easy all the way across. We're just going to go ahead and cut a few pieces out of it just so we can lay it out on our table. When we talk about our tri-tip, when we're talking about grain, we're talking about the long strings that run down the middle of the tri-tip. The grain's going to run very distinct down one side of it. So as we look at it, what we're going to do is we want to cut it across the grain. Most people don't have a big carving knife, so what you can do is you can actually cut the tri-tip right in half, right across the middle, so that way the first cut is with the grain, and then what we want to do is we want to go back and we want to cut it across the grain. By cutting it across the grain, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to shorten that grain, we're going to increase our chew, and make sure that we're going to have a nice tender product. So we're going to cut it at a little bit of an angle, about 25 degrees, back across the grain to get us a nice, beautiful piece of meat. I want to thank you for going ahead and watching our podcast here today. Go ahead and enjoy those steaks. Get ready for the grilling season, which is coming up. And remember, come get the best meat in town. Hands down, it's going to be the best steak you're going to have.